Good evening. This is All India Radio, Kohima. I'm Jonas Yandan with Evening News. The headlines. India says engagement with multiple stakeholders important to spread right information and dispel rumours about COVID-19 vaccination program. Ministry of Finance releases over 12,351 crore rupees to 18 states for providing grants to the rural local bodies. Regular classes from class 6 and above to resume in Nagaland from February 8. Schools asked to follow SOP and guidelines strictly. And Nagaland's active cases drops to 57. Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Harsh Vardhan said that engagement with multiple stakeholders is important to spread the right information and dispel rumours about the vaccination program. He said 2020 was the year of discovery for COVID-19 vaccines, and this year's challenge before the world is to inoculate the people who most need it. While chairing the 148th session of WHO Executive Body yesterday, Dr. Harsh Vardhan said it is encouraging that tremendous progress has been made despite all the problems in the world. He said ever since the COVID-19 was declared a pandemic, a valiant fight was fought against the disease with collective efforts to suppress transmission, prevent illness and reduce deaths. Appreciating the role of all the member states for acting with speed and scale during the rapidly evolving pandemic, Dr. Harsh Vardhan said, determination and hard work demonstrated by the countries have saved countless lives amidst the ongoing crisis. Ministry of Finance has released an amount of 12,351.5 crore rupees to 18 states for providing grants to the rural local bodies, RLBs. This is the second installment of basic grants released in the financial year 2020-21. The grant has been released to 18 states who have provided the utilization certificate for the first installment and on the recommendation of the Panchayati Raj Ministry. The grants to RLBs are released as per the recommendations of the 15th Finance Commission to create community assets and improve financial viability of the RLBs. The grants are provided to all the three tiers of Panchayati Raj, village, block and districts to enable pooling of resources across villages and blocks. Nagaland School Education Department has permitted all schools functioning within the state to resume regular classes for students of classes 6 and above with effect from 8th of February. Principal Director of School Education, Shanavas C., in a notification said, SOP and guidelines issued by state government should be strictly followed while conducting the regular classes. He also informed that the first and third Saturdays of every month should be utilized for class tests, co-curricular activities, life skills or social works, including observing of events of national importance. Meanwhile, the department has listed the academic calendar 2021 for all the schools. A 2-day workshop on weaving bamboo craft, pottery and beadwork under the theme Indigenous Livelihood Skills for Economic and Environmental Sustainability got underway from today at Mugukchung College of Teacher Education. Director of Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Youth Development, Professor Sipnath Deb, said one need to protect and preserve indigenous culture and therefore organizing such workshop would help motivate the younger generation in preserving one's culture. He said professionalism, proper management and identifying the right output are the key to promote indigenous livelihood skills. Professor Deb said people from the mainland have a lot to learn from the Northeast people when it comes to culture, tradition and various indigenous approaches. The workshop is being sponsored by the Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Youth Development, Program for Development of Northeast Youth through Higher Education Institutions, Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. The total restriction of all movements scheduled from 7 a.m. of January 30 to 5 a.m. of February 1, 2021 from Batkai Bridge to Kokidolong has been cancelled in view of the nationwide pulse polio immunization drive. The district administration in a circular has informed that the traffic movement will be allowed as usual without any restrictions. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. The decline in Nagaland's COVID-19 caseload due to rise in recoveries and lower daily infection has resulted in a steady decline in the state's active cases, which presently stands at 57. The recovery rate is at 97.62%. Today, the state recorded only 2 COVID-19 cases, one each from Dimapur and Kohima, while 40 persons recovered from the infection, which includes 34 in Kohima and 6 in Dimapur. The total confirmed COVID-19 cases are 12,083, while 11,796 persons have recovered so far. For the last 2 weeks, no COVID-19 deaths have been recorded. Meanwhile, 570 healthcare workers were inoculated with a Covishield vaccine today without any adverse events reported. The vaccination was carried out in 20 session sites, and a total of 5,773 healthcare workers have been vaccinated till date. The Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying has said that so far outbreak of avian influenza or bird flu has been confirmed in 9 states. The states are Kerala, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh and Punjab for poultry birds. The ministry, however, said that it has been confirmed in 12 states for crore, migratory and wild birds. These states include Madhya Pradesh, Haryana, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Himachal Pradesh, Gujarat, Delhi, Rajasthan, Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab. India has crossed a crucial milestone in its fight against the global pandemic. The daily new cases have touched a new low. With a sustained, proactive and calibrated strategy of the centre based on whole-of-government and whole-of-society approach, the daily new cases have seen a consistent decline. This has ensured a steady fall in daily fatalities too. The country has recorded less than 120 fatalities after more than 8 months. India's active caseload has fallen to 1,77,266. The share of active cases in the total positive cases has further compressed to 1.66% of the cumulative caseload. International Monetary Fund (IMF) projected an 11.5% growth rate for India in 2021. It makes India the only major economy of the world to register double-digit growth this year amidst the coronavirus pandemic. With the latest projections, India regains the tag of the fastest developing economies of the world. Revising its figures, the IMF said that in 2020, the Indian economy is estimated to have contracted by 8%. In its latest World Economic Outlook update, China is next with 8.1% growth in 2021, followed by Spain with 5.9% and France with 5.5%. IMF said India's economy is projected to grow by 6.8% in 2022 and that of China by 5.6%. In view of the budget session of Parliament, Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has called a meeting of leaders of all parties in the Upper House on 31st of this month. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla is also expected to hold an all-party meeting on 29th of this month. The meetings will be held to ensure smooth functioning of both the Houses of Parliament during this session. The government has also convened an all-party meeting on 30th of this month to seek support of political parties to ensure smooth conduct of business in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. The budget session will begin on 29th of this month with President Ramnath Kovind's address to the joint sitting of both the Houses of Parliament. The Union budget will be presented on 1st of next month. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer, and follow social distancing norms. And now 20 news, here are the main points again. India says engagement with multiple stakeholders important to spread right information and dispel rumours about COVID-19 vaccination program. Ministry of Finance releases over 12,351 crore rupees to 18 states for providing grants to the rural local bodies. Regular classes from class 6 and above to resume in Nagaland from February 8. Schools asked to follow SOP and guidelines strictly. And Nagaland's active cases drops to 57. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.